Hello again, I'm Kara Jones here at the National Conference of Volunteering and Service for Business Boomer and the Philanthropy Project. We have some 1,400 nonprofit leaders here, including K McCracken of Social Imprints, who is a nonprofit of sorts, or developing to be. Tell us all about Social Imprints,
So actually,
Kevin.
Social Imprints is a social enterprise. We are an LLC which hires at-risk adults for higher paying professional positions. Some of the products that we offer are imprinted shirts, some of the products that you see at the event here, like the water bottle. And the big thing for us is we decided to become an LLC to offer our employees the opportunity to become employee owners of the company. So whereas most nonprofit work in social enterprise is transitional work, if people are good at their jobs, we want to keep them for the long term. You know, and having come from a nonprofit background, that was the one thing that was lacking for me. Working 60 hours a week, but there was no reason for me to stay once kind of the project was done.
So tell us about the evolution of this idea and project.
Absolutely. Well, my co-founder and I, Jeff Scheinbein, started talking about a year ago about doing a new enterprise. At the time I was working as a general manager of a screen printing shop in West Sacramento, and although it was a good job, it just wasn't as fulfilling as I would have liked. So he started talking with Mike Hannigan from Give Something Back, the office supply company in Oakland that does a donation of 50% of their net profit to nonprofits at the end of each year. And Mike was trying to help him develop a new idea for a social enterprise. One of the untapped markets for Give Something Back was custom printed merchandise. So Mike, Jeff and I talked, and we decided this was going to be our project, and started developing a new idea in terms of how we treat employees. You know, as I said, most social enterprises are nonprofits, so there's no kind of, it's transitional. They want people to work, get experience, and move on. There's no kind of long-term plan, and most jobs are production jobs or labor jobs. What we decided to do was do something in the white-collar area. So we're hiring people to do sales, we're hiring people to do marketing, admin, design, pretty much anything you would find in any other promotional products company we're doing, but we've got the social enterprise bent on it. So, you know, and we're excited. I mean, it's been a good year so far. Our official launch was March.
Of 09?
Yep. And since then, we've grown sales every month, starting at $30,000 in March, and we did about $70,000 in the first 2 weeks of June. So things have grown really fast. Here at this conference, we're a bronze sponsor. We sponsored the water bottles, the badges, as well as some of the T-shirts, and we hope to have a long-term involvement with this event. So.
And that's one of your products right there?
Yep, this is the water bottle we did for the conference. It's an eco bottle, which is a new technology. It allows the bottle to be biodegradable. So it's number 2 recyclable as well as biodegradable.
Wow.
Yep, and it's actually made in the United States. So
we like that.
Yeah. The other thing, we do in-house design. So we designed this tote bag for the Investor Circle Conference in San Francisco in the spring.
Nice.
And we've kind of become one of their darlings. We were the only startup to present last year in Boston. We won San Francisco Weekly's Best Startup for 2009.
Nice.
And the IC has been twittering us, and you know, they're really excited. We actually got an investor out of the conference as well. You know, and it's been an amazing start, and we're really excited about the possibilities. You know, the idea eventually is to do this is not just a San Francisco-based company, but make it a national company. So have sales offices in New York, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Atlanta, areas in which there's a strong culture of nonprofit and volunteer and service.
Yes.
You know, and obviously it happens in small communities as well, but it's an obvious fit for us in big cities because there's so much possibility for sales.
And tell us a little bit about your clients and the people that you're working with. What kind of situations are they coming from, and specifically, what kind of work are they doing?
Certainly. Well, I can share my own experience, actually, which is kind of a unique experience. Personally, I'm sober for 10 years. I started work at a nonprofit here in San Francisco that's a screen printing shop called Ashbury Images right after I cleaned up. And what happened for me there was they offered me the opportunity to come in and do admin work. And I kind of showed how good I was at it and got a lot of encouragement. and grew in the position to eventually be the general manager of the organization.
Wow.
So what this particular situation is for me with Social Imprints is an opportunity for me to give back on a daily basis.
I was people in similar situations.
Exactly. So we hire everybody from people with extremely impoverished backgrounds that maybe haven't had the opportunity to go to college but have a lot of aptitude for what we're doing. We give them job training. People that have made a mistake, have a felony on their record, we can actually offer them. And it's funny, I joke with interviewees saying, we're going to check your record, but just to make sure you're not lying about your felony, and then
hilarious.
People coming out of recovery programs. And the job market's hard enough as it is. It's really difficult to find work right now. And so for people with kind of sordid backgrounds, it makes it even more difficult. And what we're trying to do is offer people not just the opportunity to learn and grow in our organization, but become employee owners so that they want to stay here and they want to grow. And what it is for me, like being, I'm almost a 50% owner in the company. And it's really empowering for me to get up every morning and to have something to come to that I know is mine. So when I go home and I look at my daughter at home, and I can say to her, I can look at her and say, I'm leaving you with not just, maybe some money in the bank, but a legacy, something better. And yeah, I made mistakes. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to not be perfect. But what are you going to do with that mistake? How are you going to pick yourself up and change your life? And by creating opportunities for people to do that, I'm actually fulfilling the true calling of service, which is, this was given to me, this was a gift, I'm going to give it back to somebody else. And right now there's 5 of us that are employed there, myself, the co-founder Jeff, who I mentioned, a gentleman named Brandon who's doing sales, has an extremely rough background, and then there's another guy that's our operations manager that comes from an impoverished background, and we just hired a new salesperson that has a felony record. So out of the 5 of us, 4 of us come from the mission already. So that's how I know this works. We're doing it.
You're living proof.
Yes, and we've been successful. So in terms of the people that we're working with, obviously we're targeting nonprofits that have kind of that have a sensitivity to what we're doing. But that's not it. We met with JetBlue while we were here. We're doing work for a huge learning franchise that does math teaching to kids. We do work for the California Academy of Sciences here in San Francisco, Genentech. We do a volume of work for a lot of local, larger companies, as well as we're setting up web stores for people. So one of the things we're really pushing is the technology end. Most of our investment dollars went towards our website, and we've created a back end that is user-friendly. So when we train new employees to do sales, they can actually learn how to enter their own orders, and we can do it from anywhere. It's a cloud computing model, so that if somebody needs to log in, they can log in from anywhere. If I'm meeting with a client and I want to log in on my phone and enter an order, I can, know. And so we've had our designers build it like iTunes for our purposes, because it's the most downloaded program in the world.
Yeah.
Most people have some experience with it. So we're trying to train people in a way that's useful to their day-to-day life, but also very useful to us, So we've really thought this through. This is, Jeff who you guys can't see because he's off camera, has consulted for some huge nonprofits both here in the United States as well as in Europe. So we've kind of taken our experience over the last 10 years and pushed it to a direction that we think is both exciting and innovative. I can't think of any other social enterprises that are hiring people for professional jobs.
Yeah.
Let alone, we're actually already turning a profit. So,
Amazing.
And all the money we're profiting from is going back into our own program services.
Wonderful.
So I wish I was getting paid more, but I'm not.